for joining us here live. We're going to just do some things right now to bring people into the space, get the streams moving up, and making sure we're connecting on all the different platforms. I hope your Thanksgiving was amazing. We're coming off that here. Happy December 1st, Rabbit, to all of you. And we'll go ahead and play. So we should be set up here. If you're watching this here, go ahead and leave a comment with where you are in the world. I'd love to just be connected and make sure that we're all growing with each other. All right, so let's dive into things here. I'm Niiamah Ashong. If you don't know me, I am the founder and CEO of a business called Outliers Edge, and it's a movement of leaders who have decided to come together to really leverage who they are to make the biggest difference in the world, and to do it in a way that is repeatable and sustainable. And we call that building engines underneath it. All right, we focus on your identity, your income, and your impact on a regular basis, and the intersection of all of those things. So today, I am what's running through me is like just got off a call where a new insight showed up for me, and what I'll boil it down to this statement, which is what if is greater than what is. What if is greater than what is, and that's the paradigm that I'm going to be holding for the rest of the day, if not the rest of this week here. And this all came about because I recognize a part of who I am actually shows up in a way that felt really exposed, especially in these live sessions here. But part of, and yeah, I'll just say that felt really exposed, and the exposition, I guess, the reason I felt exposed was that. I didn't want to come off as naive. I didn't want to come off as some guy that's just like playing on like, on the lives, but instead, like, I'm a professional. Like I do this fully. Um, how do I create something that is honestly an expression of me that is also very useful for other people and isn't done in a way that is just childish, and that's interesting to play with because I have this playfulness that I'm leaning into. We have the 10,000 minutes game. It's a game, not a challenge, because I'm like I can play games. Challenges get in my own head and slow me down, and goals just don't really motivate me, not in the way that it motivates other people. And so we were looking at this, and there's some insights coming in as I keep showing up live, as I keep talking about and growing the Outliers Edge movement. That there are some elements. What am I not saying? There's a constant, like, I need to go and invite people into the movement itself, specifically into the school group that's there. And I've been spending a lot of time thinking about this and like wondering, like, okay, how should I be inviting people? When should I be inviting people? Who should I be inviting? And I've so many people that have been in my world that I care about and that have come through the Outliers podcast that I've coached in the past and so on and so forth. But then it became like, all right, well, how do I reach out to them? Like what's the way to do this that it doesn't feel like this is all about me, because it's not. It really isn't. And my coach Lori was sauce here was like, she asked me the question I thought was really great, and I'm going to pose it back to you in through a different lens. But she asked me a question, like Nemo never really worried about this. So what does Nemo in his adult presence, like what does he have to say about this? And that was really, really fun for me. I'm gonna now like pose this question for you. There's a version of you that doesn't have to worry about feeling like an imposter, that doesn't like that just is free, and that version of you that you love, right? And if you're finding yourself stuck right now or holding back on something right now, my question for you is like, what's that like evolved version of you, the version of you that you absolutely love? Like, what would they do in this moment? What wisdom do they have to share with you in this year? So she asked me that question. I've learned from the past. Like I closed my eyes and I started asking myself that question. And y'all, like my grin, like I felt like my kids were watching the Grinch the other day, but I felt like, and then his smile grew 3 times. It just kept getting there. Like I was really feeling it. And what ended up happening was this realization that like for me, it's all about the possibility. It's always been about possibility. And I'm like now there's like 3 new P's here. We have playful, purpose, and possibility. And what kept flowing up for me was like the reason you do things here is not to be outrageous or ridiculous. Sometimes you do outrageous and ridiculous things, but that wasn't the reason to do it. The reason to do it for me was that I was here as a harbinger of possibility. I was here to expand what was possible, whether it was inviting people, going out every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night till 4 a.m. in the morning in New York City, and then like showing up and then going to work over the weekend to go and get ahead of a project or something I was working on, or inviting a bunch of people I had just met at all those late nights out to come to our house for a big party where people didn't know each other, and they were I was bringing them together and helping them meet each other to even like the podcast, like even when I talk about that, like the podcast panels, when I was bringing in people for the podcast panels, running hundreds of people, and 4 or 5 people at a time, we got a chance for awesome people to get together and connect. And there's this inner fear that the reason I was doing it was it wasn't going to help other people, and it's so hard because I'm like, there's an authentic leadership as I'm building out this movement. That's what being an outlier is all about, right? How do you be you on purpose, right? And do it in a way that's sustainable, repeatable, and grows without you. And yeah, there was a part of me that had to confront, like, this is me, y'all. Like, me hidden live and coming and talk to you and all, like, this is it. Like there isn't anything else more behind it. And that's like that was hard to contend with because I was like, is that like, shouldn't it be polished? Shouldn't it be something more? And what's happening in the back of my mind as I say the end here is I'm thinking about one of the people I follow who's an influencer who, like, it's like he gets other people to do the polish for him. He gets other people to edit him showing up however he is. He's like, cut that part out if you want. But like, even that, he rarely even says it. He just does his thing. And then he makes sure that he's surrounded by others who are like, oh, I know how to take what just happened there and make it into something. And that was a moment for me. That was something I needed to recognize for myself. But the real is when I stopped thinking about I brought up the thing about what if versus what is. I haven't really talked about it, but I stopped thinking about what is the right path to take, and instead I get back into the world of possibility. I'm like, what if this and this can happen? What if, like, we brought these two people together? What if we held this mastermind? What if we put together this workshop? What if I did a 10,000 minutes of live streaming? What would happen then? As opposed to what is the best way to get new clients? What is the best way to make my movement come out? What is the one sentence elevator pitch, right? Like all those what is like, shrink. But the what if of possibility, that part, like, grows. Like, what if someone is out in the world and hears this message with me? I'm gonna say bumbling because that's the word that came up in my mind. I wanted it to turn into something else, but I'm gonna keep practicing being real with y'all. It's challenging. But yeah, like what if someone like watches this and they get exactly what they need, and it's not what I thought. It wasn't what I thought I was giving. Let me put it this way: the last 3 days, I've had two people reach out to me out of the blue, and or like, yeah, I would say out of the blue. We were in conversation around it, and they brought in the middle of the conversation that they've been inspired by these live streams that have been happening. Someone said, "Hey, look, I'm really impressed with what you're doing on live stream. Like, I can see myself doing this myself, and I've been asking myself if this is right for me, but I'm really excited for when it's the right time." Right. And someone else was like, "Hey, you'll be happy to know this here. Like you're really excited. Like, I've decided for my business on Thursday, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do a live stream. I'm gonna be inviting all the people, like some of the major players inside of my space. Like, I'm just really excited for it." And that was meaningful for me, honestly. Like, and you know who you are if you shared this with me, but that was incredibly meaningful for me. Like, I'm out here and I hit a button, it says go live. I talk to a mirror. Sometimes we get people to respond back in the comments, and we're still in, like, we're still building this thing. And I'm over here like, I don't have all the stuff figured out yet. And I wonder if it's even any good. I wonder if it's even doing anything. And we have people coming back and they're saying, "Hey, this is inspiring me to take action." This which is huge for me. It's not just like, oh, it feels good. It's like, no, we're inspiring me to take action. And I'm not even that good at it yet, like, yet. That's why we're doing these 10,000 minutes, like, to get better and better. But like, I love that. I realize, like, that's me. That's me. And I think that, like, if I can, y'all are getting kind of behind the scenes on this here, right? I'm not coming out here to like say, like, this is how to go it. I'm still planning a what if. So let me check myself in right now. 'cause I said if I could, and I wonder if I could becomes like while it's positive, I wonder if it's still what is the language. So let me move more into like the what if element. Like yeah, I guess it's still if I could, right? So what if I could? There, okay, cool. So I feel good about that. I've checked in, and just so you know, so this is me practicing out loud right now. We'll turn this into some other frameworks and other things inside of like one of my other practice, other platforms where I'll go and lead people through this. But right now, you're observing me actually going through the actions. So what happened there was something I call like I don't know I have a name for it, so I'll give it a name right now. I call it a check in, right? A check in, or like I like to call myself in. And what happened here was I said it's a moment of alignment. I said, okay, this thing's about what if versus what is. It's a new realization. It's a new awareness that's coming online for me. And when I get a new awareness, what I like to do is spend time evaluating myself and evaluating my actions through that lens. So that awareness is not an actual reality of life, but it is a way in which I can see things through. Y'all may not know this. I'm wearing contacts right now. I usually wear glasses, and if I'm not wearing glasses, I don't really see much. Right? Doesn't mean that the thing isn't right there, but without the glasses on, it's not. It's really comes out of focus. When I put on the glasses, I recognize that when I wear glasses, things appear smaller. It's almost like things appear. Anyway, they appear smaller to me. So I don't. It's almost as if my eye translates everything at about like 90% of the size that I see it in when I wear my contacts, which feels more magnified, right? I don't know which one's 100%. I have no clue how big something is because of that distinction there. But the other thing that's really interesting is that the contacts I wear also are they're blue tinted, right? So it's almost like you know how people wear like the glasses so that I don't know what it's supposed to do, but you're supposed to be able to look at laptops and computer screens more. But the contacts I wear actually aren't clear. They have like they're like a brownish, yellowish, orangish thing, And so when I put them on, my world actually dims in just a bit with just a tint of yellow, right? And it feels natural to me now, but that's the lens that I have on. And when I take out my contacts, I can see the world just turns brighter because like it was no longer tinted. So why did I bring this up? Well, I bring this up in terms of like these different awarenesses, the different things that I bring into these conversations. I might bring in different distinctions, right? What if versus what is a distinction. And what I like to do is part of the part of the element of like incorporating and embodying it and like making it a part of who I am. So I no longer have to think about it and turn it from this conscious thing to an unconscious thing. Is that I like to actually wear it like a different lens, to imagine it like a lens and say, okay, when I wear the what if versus what is distinction lens, right? Maybe things go from being really clear to being yellow tinted a little bit. Or maybe I'm looking at the same thing, but it feels magnified now because even though like because the lens in which I'm looking at it has changed. And so you'll see that like it's not just what happens externally, but I use that on my own thinking, right? I think it's Dan Sullivan of Strategic Coach who's like I help people think about their thinking. And I'm a meta person, but so meta meaning like I like to how we do something is the actual end result. Mm, that's really helpful right there. Um, why was that helpful? Is because this part of what's happening during these 10,000 minutes, part of what's happening as I transition back to like lead in the movement as opposed to like um, just working with people who are outliers. I think there's a big distinction there. But part of what's happened is that I'm trying to reclaim, like, see my own path. Right. And so that's happening right now. You're seeing me get comfortable. I'm learning out loud and I'm living it out loud. And I'm so grateful for this because I know that in 10,000 minutes or so, um, this is all going to feel really natural. I'm talking to a producer who's working here to help me come up with different topics and themes and inviting people on and so on and so forth. So like there's a realness to this, to who is being created in real time. And this component, I said something, I forgot what I said. I'll go back and read the transcript later on. It'll help me out. Y'all, if you remember it, you can put it into the chat. But there's something that's real right now that's showing up that says like, oh, like this is how like you're playing the game. Like this is what it is for you. Like it was something about the meta part where I'm like, how I do the work is the work. That is the result. It's like the journey is the destination. I think that yeah, I think that there's a time where I was like, oh, my journey, the journey is it's more important to be on the journey than it is to get to the destination. And then Niiamah came on. I was like I had really I had two kids and a mortgage, and I was like, no, we got to get there. Like we got to go to the destination. Like let's just get there. Let's not worry about the journey as much. And I think that now where there's an integration that's taking place where it's like, oh no, the journey is the destination. Like that's it. Like how we do this is it. And that's what gets multiplied. Now we can go and repurpose it, repackage it. We can put it in different containers and make it show up in different ways. But it's really clear to me that like uh, the fact that right now this is not a teaching stream as much as it is like me sharing and letting you know like what is actually going on inside my head and how I'm trying to unpackage this. And this is like my way of processing my outlier journey. Like that also is the work. I'm feeling good about this right now. I'm gonna end this message here. I'm excited to come in and be able to play more with y'all in a regular way. I'm excited to see what ends up sticking. What formats I decide to continue doing in the future. Please let me know, like in the comments, like what worked for you, or come join us inside of the Outliers Edge, like actual space. It's you can go to outliersedge.com/guild, and that will take you over there. I'll come up with a new link for it, or you can just use the QR code that's on the page right here. I'll give you a bigger version of it right here if you want to just pull that in. I think this one should work. So if you want here, you can come and join us inside of the Outliers Edge movement and space inside the school. We're having a lot of fun in that space. And honestly, we're bringing it up and making it into what it needs to be for everything that's coming next. Here we go. I had to play around a little bit to figure out how to get it to to show the way I wanted to. But yeah, we'd love to come see you. Come join us inside of the Outliers Edge movement. It's outliersedge.com/guild, or school.com/outlier, or just use any of the QR codes on the page. This is in this space here. You get access to come join us on these live daily calls. I'll be moving these calls typically to about 1 p.m. Pacific going forward. Today, I have a conflict, so it may not happen later on today. But generally speaking, I want to come on from 1 to 4, about 3 hours. We'll see me do more of the podcasting in real time. You'll see me bring on more uh, clients. You'll see me like having more conversations with people and just being like, hey, look, basically, if you want to like hang with me, I'm doing it all live. Like, like that's it. I might even continue having some more sessions with Sauce on live as well. But I'm appreciative of you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. And we'll keep growing together. Give me your feedback and let me know how you're going to be able to use what if more uh, how you can leverage what if as a greater tool than what is. Like I don't have to be courageous, y'all. I think that's the thing. Like what is it I have to be courageous about? I want to be courageous. Oh, sorry, something just really clicked up to me on here. Like in post, like my team can come in and like take that minute where that little bit where I'm like, I don't have to be courageous, y'all. Like what if like that bit I just said, they can take that and put it like somewhere earlier in the message or cut out some other portions so that people can watch the live stream to see everything that happens. It's like, hey, this is me unpacking it. This is how it is. And then they can come in and then watch the clipped or curated version if they just want to get like boom right to the mix. Like how is this changing things? What does this mean for me? And then I will then be able to see like, oh, this is what the curated version looks like. This is what the polished version looks like here. That's been edited. There's B-roll. There's additional things making it to help it make sense. And like I then get a chance to play with that really meaningfully, and make something out of it. I think that's really cool. And like I can imagine if that happening, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just really excited. Something occurred to me where like I get to make the live stream and share my thoughts in the way that come most natural to me, but the way that it then gets like packaged out into the world doesn't have to be this version. but it's coming from this version. And if you ever want to see it, there's always a behind the scenes because it's just here. I saw my face a little bit right there, y'all. This is just a little bonus for y'all here on live, but I saw my face. I was like, oh, like this is what it is. Like I was kind of like grimacing as it was coming out. But I think that's one of the brilliant parts of doing it in this manner, where I'm like, oh, I got a chance to live through the discomfort. I can get it like even right now, like my energy is a certain way, like my voice is coming out of a certain way. I'm like, should I be more animated? Should I be doing things? I'm like, no, but this is who I am right now, and we'll play with it. So we'll end with this here. Like, be you on purpose. Go out there, like be like yeah, be you on purpose. I think that's it. And I'm realizing that it isn't be you polished. It's be you on purpose. And it's be like, and my purpose here is possibility and play. And I'm leaning into it. I'm leaning into it more. Even like y'all don't even know. Like I was like, am I allowed to wear this hoodie before I come on? Like I keep there's these micro elements of me challenging myself so that I can just show up for you all. And honestly for me, because there's something to this all. So we'll keep getting better at this. We'll keep growing. I would love to hear from you on anything that's shown up for you around this, any insights you have. And every single conversation with what's the biggest insight you have. Put that into the comments, put that into the chat. You can send me a DM if you want to talk about it more privately, or probably the better place to go do this is to come join us inside of Outliers Edge, the movement, which is over on. I like the movement, by the way. But you can do this Allies Edge movement at school.com/outlier or use the QR code that you see on the screen. All right. Until the next time we talk, remember, be you on purpose. Journey on.